Good YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some interesting news with Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American Heavyweight World Champion, superstar boxer Deontay "The Bronze Bomber" Wilder, who is scheduled to head into his highly anticipated trilogy match with undefeated two-time heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, October 9th. Now, we know Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, they have a contract. Tyson Fury is contractually obligated to fulfill his trilogy match with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, after they fought in February in the rematch to their highly anticipated first fight, which ended in a draw, Tyson Fury got a stoppage victory. But Tyson Fury, he then attempted to maneuver around the contractually obligated trilogy match with Deontay Wilder to stage an undisputed showdown with his fellow countryman, two-time unified heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua. Well, that didn't play out the way Tyson Fury planned, because Tyson Fury had to go to court. Deontay Wilder went to arbitration and mediation, and he was successful and he won. So Deontay Wilder is in his rights, well in his rights, to receive the trilogy match. But we know Tyson Fury truly doesn't have interest in this trilogy match. Okay? And the fight, after the judge ruled in Deontay Wilder's favor, the fight was scheduled for July 24th. But Tyson Fury and his team, they cited that Tyson Fury had an outbreak in his camp. That Tyson Fury, he had the C19, C19, and Tyson Fury was unable to fight Deontay Wilder July 24th. So the fight was rescheduled for October 9th. But now we know Tyson Fury, he's in the UK back home. He's training in the UK. And Tyson Fury has had some personal issues with his newborn daughter that he had to attend to. And his father, Big John Fury, he stated that Tyson Fury is not focused. He hasn't been training. He's not committed to the fight. And he would love Tyson Fury to just pull out of the fight, to vacate out of the fight. Don't give him a fight where you're not focused and go in there with a guy like Deontay Wilder. Big John Fury, he also stated that he don't like the game plan with Tyson Fury's new trainer in Sugar Hill, Stewart, right? Because we know Tyson Fury, for the first fight, he fought with Ben Davison as his trainer. Then for the second fight, he hired Sugar Hill, the nephew of the late, great Hall of Fame, well-renowned trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, okay? In the Crunk Gym. Tyson Fury, oddly enough, and Deontay Wilder were both at the Crunk Gym at one point in time. And Emmanuel Stewart, he stated that he believes Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, well, that is going to be the fight of their era. And whoever wins will be the best fighter of their era in the heavyweight division. Okay? So, with that said, Emmanuel Stewart, he was spot on, because Deontay Wilder, 42 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 41 big wins by way of knockout. He's 35 years of age, stands 6'7" with an 83-inch arm reach. Okay? His only loss and his only draw came at the hands of Tyson Fury. But he's knocked down and knocked out every opponent he's ever faced. And Tyson Fury, 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw. That draw coming at the hands of Deontay Wilder. 21 wins by way of knockout. He's 32 years of age, stands 6'9" with an 85-inch arm reach. Okay? So he's beat what most would consider the two best heavyweights of their eras. That being Vladimir Klitschko, who was a Hall of Famer, who went on a 10-year reign, and Tyson Fury ended that 10-year reign as being the unified heavyweight world champion. And Deontay Wilder was on a knockout streak, and Tyson Fury ended that streak first with the draw and then with the stoppage victory. So they're signed to have a highly anticipated trilogy match. And so we know Tyson Fury and his team, Frank Warren, who is a co-promoter, as Queensberry Promotion CEO and promoter. He's a legendary promoter in the UK. But he co-promotes with Tyson Fury with another legendary promoter and top-ranked CEO and promoter, Bob Arum. in which Tyson Fury was scheduled to have an immediate rematch after the draw with Deontay Wilder. And Tyson Fury, well, he pulled out of that fight and cited that he wanted to work some things out with a different promoter. That ended up being Bob Arum, Top Rank, and a new network. And then he wanted to have 2 interim fights with Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin. Then he went into the rematch. But they were supposed to have an immediate rematch. Then, now, Tyson Fury, he attempted to maneuver around Deontay Wilder and fight Anthony Joshua, in which Tyson Fury had announced June 10th of 2020 that he signed a 2-fight deal to fight Anthony Joshua. And as he announced that he fights for 2021, he stated, the only thing I have to do is get past Deontay Wilder in the trilogy. Well, then Tyson Fury, he decided, why even take the trilogy when I could just maneuver around the trilogy and I could go ahead and just go straight away into an undisputed showdown, and an all-British undisputed showdown, and end the drought of 100+ years of not having an undisputed heavyweight champion in the UK. Well, that didn't plan out the way he wanted, but they attempted as much as they possibly could. They stretched the limits as much as possible, and they all expected, that being Frank Warren, Bob Arum, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua, Matchroom CEO and promoter Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn. They all felt that Tyson Fury was going to win the arbitration mediation and that they would be allowed to have this fight. But they were contractually obligated to fulfill it. And they weren't happy, as Big John Fury stated that they had their sights set on fighting Anthony Joshua, not Deontay Wilder. And so he had to reacclimate himself to getting used to the idea that, and get his mindset in a frame that he's going to be fighting Deontay Wilder, which they believe is the most risky fight of them all. Even Tyson Fury and John Fury, they admit to this. So John Fury, he states that the game plan that they had in the second fight, it worked for the second fight because Deontay Wilder didn't see it coming. But now Deontay Wilder, he's parted with his longtime trainer who he had in his longtime trainer, Mark Breland. He's parted ways with him, and now he's with heavyweight star, title contender, Malik Scott, whom he fought and is a close friend of his. And Deontay Wilder, he stated that Malik Scott is teaching him things and, getting him in the mindset, bringing out the best of him in certain aspects and certain things he's just bringing out of Deontay Wilder, training methods, and he feels rejuvenated. He feels like a whole completely different guy. And he's excited, and he wants to close this chapter with Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury, like I stated, he tested positive for C19. The fight got rescheduled all the way to July 9th. It's from July 24th to October 9th, okay? And so Deontay Wilder, he states that he understands and he was privy to information that Tyson Fury was struggling in training camp. Even his father, Big John Fury, he stated that Tyson Fury was struggling in training camp. And then Tyson Fury had the situation with his daughter, and Big John Fury says that his mindset simply is not there. He hasn't been training, and he should pull out of this fight. And the game plan that Sugar Hill Stewart is implementing is not going to work because Deontay Wilder has a new trainer. He's going to see this game plan from a mile away. He says it was an anomaly. It worked the first time, but now he says even from the training footage that he saw with Deontay Wilder, he knows that Deontay Wilder is going to be a completely different guy. And so Tyson Fury is training in the UK, but he's not training with Sugar Hill. And they're planning on Tyson Fury coming back to the United States September 18th, sometime later this week, and get back with Sugar Hill and focus on the training and focus on the game plan. Well, a lot of people, Eddie Hearn says that he's privy to information and lead him to believe that Tyson Fury is not going to fight and make it to the October 9th date, and that he's going to look to ask for an extension, another extension, and that the WBC, World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, should strip Tyson Fury of the belt and let Deontay Wilder face off against Dillian Whyte, British heavyweight title contender for the vacant WBC title. And so Deontay Wilder says that he's gotten to the point now that he's comfortable with the idea that he may not fight Tyson Fury because he says that he definitely wants redemption. He definitely wants to rectify the loss on his resume. He's focused on, getting it in with Tyson Fury. And he says that, he would love nothing better. but now he's in a comfort place. In his interview with 78 Sports TV, he says that now I'm in a comfort place where now if the fight happens, it happens, and I would love for it to happen because I want to prove that I could beat Tyson Fury. I want to knock Tyson Fury out. I want to rectify the situation that took place in February of 2020 in the second fight, and get my redemption. He says, but if that's not the case, I'm prepared to move forward because Tyson Fury, well, he can't do anything else. If he don't fulfill his obligation October 9th, well, they still have to pay me, and I'll move on and fight for the vacant belt because they'll still have to strip him of the title because the judge made it abundantly clear if he's not fighting Deontay Wilder in the trilogy, he won't be fighting anybody. So now they rescheduled the date. Tyson Fury, we know, has flaked out of all of his obligations. This with Deontay Wilder, as I told you, there's supposed to be an immediate rematch from this first fight that ended in a draw. That didn't happen. He had 2 interim fights signed with a different promoter. He was supposed to have an immediate rematch with Vladimir Klitschko. That didn't happen. He first cited that he had an ankle injury. Then the second go round, he stated that he had another injury, and then he cited that he had health injuries, that he had to get his mental together, and then he got suspended by UKAD, United Kingdom Anti-Doping Agency, for a failed test, and the fight never came to fruition. And so Deontay Wilder says he's well prepared, he's well versed mentally to understand that this fight with Tyson Fury may not come to fruition. But he's geared up 1,000% to face off against Tyson Fury. But if it doesn't happen, he's prepared to fight for the belt, whomever that may be, against. And then he's focused on possibly fighting the winner, Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk, undefeated, former cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight world, cruiserweight undisputed champion, who turned heavyweight title contender and is the WBO mandatory challenger for Anthony Joshua, which is scheduled to take place September 25th, just 2 weeks before Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury is scheduled to face off. So Deontay Wilder says he's in the comfort zone. He's prepared for Tyson Fury to pull out, and he's prepared to move forward. That's unfortunate because it's unfortunate that he has to get in that mindset because Tyson Fury, you just never know what's going to happen. Now, Tyson Fury is talking a good game, but he also talked a good game when it came to Vladimir Klitschko, and that didn't come to fruition. He also talked a good game when he stated that he was going to fight Anthony Joshua. That didn't come to fruition. He also talked a good game about fighting Deontay Wilder in an immediate rematch. That didn't come to fruition. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like his shitty videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Ebony Bridges, Blonde Bomber, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.